to like where you were to how you got where you are right now. So
Mm.
let's talk about more about that D1 basketball. Where'd you play at?
So I played at Marshall, Mount St. Mary's, and Savannah State. All D1 schools. Savannah State's D2 now, but they were D1 when I went there. A lot of transferring, so I'm pretty used to adapting to new environments, and
Sure.
I take on adversity. I look it in the eye. Let's get it. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yay.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Yes, sir.
where I wanted to start at, like I said, and for people who don't know, all C Marty's links will be down below in the description. But when I was watching the documentary, let's talk about this coach, man. Since we're shattering illusions, let's shatter the illusions of C Marty fit a little bit here, man. Let's talk about this coach that doubted you up in Marshall. You mind telling that story again to the people?
Yeah. So I think the story TK is referring to was just we were in the conference semifinals when I was at Marshall. We were playing against Tulsa. And at the time, they had Jordan Clarkson, who's currently on the Utah Jazz. If you watch the NBA, he's a bucket. He was torching us that game. And I hadn't been in the game. And we went to triple overtime. And all the senior guards, all the upperclassmen fouled out. So coach had to put me in the game, running to the scorer's table to check in. And one of the assistant coaches stopped me. He said, "Hey, look, I don't give a fuck what play they call. If you open, shoot that motherfucker." So
Straight like that.
you know what I'm saying? And just my mindset, like I'm the wrong dude, but I'm the right dude to tell that to. If we get in the game, I get in the game. We get the ball, time's running down. Coach drew up a play, and I caught it. The play was not for me. I caught it, and the dude was lacking. He giving me too much space. I really felt disrespected. So, you know what I'm saying? So I shot it. It went in, game winner, and the whole bench went crazy. Everybody was celebrating. Everybody jumping up and down. And my coach was just sitting there in shock. Like he couldn't believe that I made the game winning shot.
You didn't run my play.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
wasn't
Like,
my play.
yeah, he wanted it done his way, but we did it his way. We probably would have been going home. We get to the post-game interview, and they're asking him, like, how do you feel about Chris hitting the shot? He hasn't gotten a lot of minutes this year. He didn't play the whole game. He was like, yeah, that was a bad shot. It's not the play we drew up. If he missed it, it would have been really bad. You know what I'm saying?
The craziest part about that, a coach can critique you in front of the media. If you did the same thing to the coach,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's terrible.
a good point.
He could have easily said, yeah, that was a good shot, and corrected you later.
that's true.
Yeah, off camera.
Yeah.
You didn't have to put that out there for the whole country to see because you said it was on CBS Sports.
CBS
right?
Sports.
Yeah, it's not.
And
time.
see, I think that's a bad leader because, for example, if you're the coach and you're a leader of an organization, you have to go ahead and praise your people in public, but you critique them like you were saying in private. He could have pulled you to the side and say,
Oh, yeah.
you know what? Hey, glad you made the shot, but we didn't draw that play up. Now, I would have respected that a lot more, but in my opinion, that's some whole shit.
Oh yeah,
Facts. So
a lot of college coaches be on that type time. So.
Yeah, and like I said, playing devil's advocate, we all know that as a coach or general manager of anything, you do have to maintain some type of control. But in that type of situation, conference championship, like you said, this is one and done. You would have been going home. So it's like the fact that we even advancing. Hey, fuck it, man. We can talk about all that other shit later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna be real too. Most college coaches just playing in college and just meeting coaches in the past, the guy has some type of arrogance to them, man. That's just what it is,
That's
man.
true.
see, Mark, do you think he really was mad about the play, or he's mad at the fact that you took the shot?
I think so a lot of college coaches, they want to win, but they want to win their way. So I think the fact that we won, but we didn't win the way he wanted to win is what he was upset about.
And
Does that make sense?
That's just so
Yeah,
freaking
you
crazy
see what
to
I'm
me.
saying?
And like I said, me and TK was talking about that earlier this week. It don't matter. The whole objective is a win. And I think that goes what TK was saying is like that to me, that's poor leadership. Because at the end of the day, it's about the team. You know what I'm saying? It's about advancing. It's not about, oh, we didn't do it my way, so let's just go home. Like, that's just stupid.
See, that's any field you went in, whether
That's even in the workforce.
that's about to say the workforce, job, family, whatever the fuck. It's not gonna be pretty. Things ain't gonna be line up perfectly.
Yeah.
A win is a win.
A win is a win.
It's like the TikTok sound, a win is a win. So
That's a
it
fact.
don't even matter.
So when you're in your dorm or wherever you are at this moment and you hear the coach say that, what's going through your mind at that point? Are you upset? Are you angry? What are you thinking about
Yeah,
when you say
I'm
it?
very angry, very upset because it's like I didn't have a normal childhood. Like I dedicated my life to basketball. You know what I'm saying? It's like I didn't really party in high school. I always had a tournament or a camp or something to go to from the time I was in third grade my whole life. So to work that hard to get the scholarship to work even harder when you get to college and to, you know what I'm saying, you get some type of success by hitting that game winner, and that's what you hear. It really hurt me, but that shit turned me into a dog for real.
Yeah, and
It
I
really
think
changed my mindset.
I think you having that adversity probably made you as successful as you are right now, because when you're going through things like that, in the moment you don't want to hear that, oh, this is for a greater purpose, it's going to make you stronger. But I think reflecting on it now, you probably like, man, that probably was a turning point for you. You don't think?
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah, me personally, bro, if I'd have heard that and that was my coach, I would have been like, you know what, F this team, I'm out.
Yeah,
So do you think that kind of played into the decision of you leaving and going somewhere else? Or
yeah.
And the game winner was your freshman year,
That was
correct?
my freshman year, yeah.
And you stayed 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I did. That's what I tried to do. I tried to leave. They denied my release, and so I had to stay another year because I don't know what the rule is now, but at the time they can like deny your release. They got to accept it or deny it. So I was forced to stay another year. I stayed there, worked my butt off. I had some good games. Like we played Villanova. I had a good game. I had good games against a couple teams, but we played Hofstra, and I had a good game that game too. But I ended up missing like a clutch free throw because my sophomore year was like my freshman year, so I hadn't been under too much pressure. Missed a clutch free throw. We lost the game, and then I pretty much ain't played that much the rest of the season. That was it. And then when I wanted to transfer again, they let me go. They had other guards coming in, and I had a meeting with the coach, and we just had a mutual agreement, decided to part ways. Yep.
Now let's just take this back before we get to the next step. You think if you would have maybe possibly had chosen another coach, maybe that you were connected with, you think you would have did better in college?
Definitely, man. And it's really messed up because coming out of high school, I was pretty heavily recruited on the mid-major level. I had 40 mid-majors offer me. I had 40 offers. And I had one of my coaches from high school pretty much guided me in the process. And he's the one who guided me to Marshall. You know what I'm saying? So I learned too, as a man, you got to make your own decisions and do what's best for you. Because I put my trust in this dude's hands. You know what I'm saying? So he guided me there. And then when I was going through all the bullshit, he was like, he wasn't apologetic about it. He just was worried about his current high school kids. You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, and you do have to, like I said, at the end of the day, and I'm pretty sure you know this, we all take responsibility as men, stuff like that. But I'm happy you said that because at the end of the day, man, you live and die off your decisions. And a lot of young kids they may not realize that. And you were just doing what you thought at the time. You know what I'm saying?
So I want him to talk about something because people don't know the recruiting process. Most people don't. So coaches come, talk to your family, talk to you, and it sounds so great. It sounds so sweet. The things they tell you about that. Just talk about the culture shock or just the shock period when you get on campus and it's not the same when they were in your living room or talking to your family, your parents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's not the same. They'll make everything sound sweet. They'll lie to you about kids at your position coming in, or they'll lie to you about how much playing time you'll get. And that's how Marshall got me. They made it sound like I was going to be like a 6th man or 7th man. And the whole time I get to school, they got dudes coming in I didn't even know about. You know what I'm saying? So it was really.
And you wasn't even redshirted. Like you wasn't.
No, I didn't redshirt. So there's a fall for basketball. There's a fall signing period and a spring signing period.
Okay.
Fall signing period. That's when I had like the 40 offers. That coach I just talked about, he was like, "Nah, wait till the spring." So all them offers, they was off the table. They took other recruits, and so that kind of messed me up. And he was like, "Yeah, you should go to Marshall." Back to what I was saying. You get on campus. And then pretty much them coaches own you, bro. Like the way they talk to you sometimes, if you ain't built for that, you gonna be calling home crying to mama, bro. Like I done had coaches call me a bitch, and I done damn near gotten fights with coaches because of the way they was talking to me. But you know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool with being coached and being critiqued, and when it comes to basketball. But when you calling me outside of my name, like that's just tough. I wasn't used to that, so.
Wait, the coach was calling you outside of your name?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. It's a mental aspect to that.
Right? It's crazy.
It's a mental aspect to it, man. People see the physical aspect of you being an athlete, but that mental aspect that you build, and like you said, turns you into a dog almost, the stuff that you face in sports. People don't really realize the mental aspect of sports.
Because the coaches got the power for real. They could kick me out of school. They're not necessarily going to lose their job because they called me a bitch. They call me a bitch and I retaliate and swing on one of them. I'm getting kicked out.
Now let's play devil's advocate here. Do you think that when coaches are calling you a bitch or getting in your face and trying to like make you a little bit upset, do you think it's like a military kind of thing? I'm going to break you down and build you up kind of thing? Or do you think it's malicious?
So that's the thing. I'm cool if you building me back up, but if you know what I'm saying, if every interaction I have with you is negative, And it's to me, it's personal.
Right.
Because I've had tough coaches in my life that show that they love the kids, they care about the kids. But if you want some bullshit, I'm gonna let you know. But some of them college coaches, it was like every interaction was negative, and I just, you know what I'm saying, I really wasn't feeling that. On top of I'm here, and it's not what you recruited me on.
The lack of promises, the lack of playing time, the shit you promised was not what. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You had my mom up here on campus lying to her face. Ain't lying to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the crazy thing, and the thing with you people can always tell between negativity and constructive criticism is if the person says something negative, okay, call you a bitch or something like that. But look, next time just go to your left instead of your right. You know what I'm saying? They give you some type of something you can feed off of. Yeah. But if it's just straight negative, nah, you a bitch. Nah,
it's crazy.
Nah, that's not constructive. That's just straight, just toxic.
Yeah. So do you think that there was a lot of politics in college basketball?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely politics, bro. Most definitely.
Give us a couple of examples of that. What do you mean?
You'll have a coach where he might be scared of a player. You know what I'm saying? So a coach can critique me, coach me, yell at me, cuss me out, and I'm going to respond positively. All right, coach, I got you. But another player, you know what I'm saying, this dude might skip class. He might be late to practice. He might be late for the team bus where the team almost missed a flight. But the dude going to cuss the coach out anytime the coach critique him or respond. That dude's going to play. That dude gets playing time because coach is scared of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that right there, that's wild to me. And then I was even, one time when I was at, I don't want to say what school, but I had a 20-point game and I was going to meet with the coach and he didn't know I was outside his office. So one of the, I'm just going to say a booster. I don't want to say who the guy was. Let's just say a booster was in the office talking to him. I'm right outside the office. He don't know. He was like, hey, Chris Martin had a great game last night. Is he going to start? Coach was like, fuck no, Chris ain't starting this game.
And you heard him say this.
I heard him say that, bro. I heard this shit, bro. I heard it.
So it didn't matter how good you played.
It
He
didn't
still
matter,
had his
bro.
guys.
Bro, it didn't matter. It didn't matter, bro. And then like even at one school, I don't give a fuck. And when I was at Mount St. Mary's.
Oh shit.
I don't give a fuck.
Hold on.
Fact. Bro, no bullshit. When I was at Mount St. Mary's, bro, I had a game. I had 22 off the bench in the first half.
Damn.
In the first half, bro, that was on I'll never forget this shit. That was on a Saturday. We played that Monday. We lost. That following Saturday, after the Monday loss, coach made a decision to bench me for the rest of the season, bro. The rest of no bullshit. The rest of the season.
What was his reasoning?
Didn't tell me.
Like no playing time.
No, all he said was the team, we want to go in another direction. That's all. Literally. And like at the time, my dad, my parents been separated my whole life. Long story short, my dad played at Georgetown, won a national championship with Coach Thompson. So like every coach I know, they know my dad. You know what I'm saying? So my dad at the time was living in Georgia and he drove up to the game and I got to send in a ticket list to give my family tickets. So that motherfucker knew my dad was coming to the game and benched me that game and then decided to bench me the rest of the season. And mind you, this was like probably my 6, 7, 25-point game that season.
Hey, hold on. You just said something historic. I don't know if they caught it. So your pops played with Patrick Ewing?
I was about to trying to hold that back.
Yeah, he played with Patrick Ewing. Yeah.
That's cool. Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah, that's all right, man.
Yeah, man.
But that's partly why we started Shattered Illusions. That's what's in the name, bro. I just feel like it's a lot of bullshit going on in society, man. It's just like the talented people aren't really getting noticed anymore. It's more about your social media following, the clout, your Instagram. I'm not saying those things can be good things to have, but I believe the person that works the hardest and does the job the most effectively should get playing time, or in your case, or whatever the case is. But now it's not about that anymore. It's just people like if you're famous, you got somebody playing favorites with you, you're getting the job. You're getting the starting spot now. And I don't like things like that, bro. That's why I can't really mess with society.
And it's all about who's the favorite and stuff. And like I said, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You just adjust. But at the same time, it's crazy. You know me, I've been around, been in the government, been in the school system, been in the fitness industry, bro. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. You can never get away from it. And like you said, it's even in sports too. And it's unfortunate that the best people really don't get their flowers. They don't get their shine, you know, because they get overlooked to something as little as just a coach just not liking you or some shit. That's just crazy. That's just some fucking hoe shit.
See, Mark, let's have a little bit of fun with this. If you could do it all over again, better yet, if you have a kid, let's say he's like 17 years old, 18 years old, about to play college basketball, what would you advise him to do based upon your experiences? Like, how would you tell him and guide him to not make the mistakes that you made in the past?
Yeah, I would just tell him to go to the school where he feels like they love him the most. You know what I mean? Because sometimes the school might pop out of nowhere. And they just recruiting you because they heard another school in their conference was recruiting you. You know what I'm saying? They don't want that school to get you, so they just gonna come get you. So wherever you love the most, wherever they're the most consistent, the ones that's calling you, texting you the most, and then let's say my kid blew up that summer. Say he had a A10 school recruiting him. He blew up. Now you got ACC schools. You might want to be careful. You might go to them ACC schools. They might have another dude coming in.
Yeah.
You might want to rock with the A10 school. It might not be the sexiest name, but that might
them people that was with you off the gate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you look now, Dame Lillard, Steph Curry.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's John Morant. It's so many people who went to mid-majors and blew up.
Right.
And now they NBA superstars. So
yeah. You know. That's facts, bro. So where'd you end your college career at? What school?
Signed it at Savannah State in Georgia.
Okay.